Dare to be different and dare to be yourself. In today's world, we're constantly getting pulled away from our true selves, either by other people or by society itself, with how fast things are shifting. Have you ever felt too sensitive for this world, like you feel everything more deeply than others? What if your sensitivity isn't a weakness, but the very thing that makes you even more powerful and unique? At the end of the day, all of us feel misunderstood. All of us feel different or like we don't fit in. Most people aren't talking about it. And whether you're trying to fit into someone else's community, to be included in the cool club at school, or doing something that you didn't really want to do just to belong, but you did it anyway. As we evolve throughout childhood and adulthood, one of the biggest needs for humans is the need to belong. And this often interferes and throws us off track throughout life. We're wired to belong, and when we don't feel like we belong, we learn to adapt to our environment, and that pushes us away from our true selves. We begin to seek externally to then fill those needs. And I realized this is something that I did throughout my life a lot. Growing up as a highly sensitive guy and not even knowing I was highly sensitive, I learned to put on the tough guy face and not show my emotions like most men learn in our society. I played sports, and that helped me swipe my sensitivities under the rug, and sports gave me a lot of amazing things: connection, friends, and a lot of fun. But it didn't teach me the ability to learn to manage and navigate my emotions beyond anger and frustration. It blocked me from feeling the full spectrum of emotions and from flourishing as a sensitive person in this world, because we need to feel. I had so many different friend circles, and I was well liked throughout my life, but there were times when close friends turned on me, and that's when I started to look externally for new friend circles to fill the hole of losing some of my best friends. I remember texting some friends back in high school to hang out, and they wouldn't return my calls. And I knew they were out together, hanging out, having a good time. And that made me feel not good enough. Like I was too intense by reaching out and constantly following up, or too much. And when things like that happened, or things didn't go my way, I would often try to do something even bigger to stand out or to be accepted. And that would look like, acting out in a different way, or doing something that I knew was wrong and I probably shouldn't have done it, but I would do it anyway. And all these things would happen. But here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with any of us. You are unique and awesome just the way you are. Highly sensitive people and empaths are very powerful beings. We notice what others miss. We feel what others suppress. We carry a natural ability to heal, to connect, to guide others. But society tells us to harden up. Society tells us to isolate or to numb ourselves. Daring to be different means refusing to shut down your sensitivity and learning to shine with it instead. That is the goal, which makes now an even more important time to be courageous, to dare to be different, to dare to be yourself. That means expressing who you truly are and shining your light with whatever you're doing in the world or whatever you want to be doing. And it's not easy. It's a lifelong journey of self-discovery and peeling back all the layers that include the masks that we wear and are still wearing, the characters that we're playing and are still playing, the second lives that we're living. And when we begin to peel back those layers, we begin to reveal the true self, and not the self that we learned and created from our environments, but the one who's pure, who's authentic and unique and perfect just the way that you are. And the way to start moving towards that, the path of transformation, is through connection, through self-acceptance, self-love. Instead of searching outside of yourself, you have to focus within yourself, connecting to yourself in a deeper way, accepting yourself for all its flaws and insecurities and everything you've went through, and then connecting with yourself at an even deeper level with self-love. That is the path. That means reintegrating all the lost parts of yourself that you pushed away, all the parts that you avoided or are still avoiding, or even some of the things that you've suppressed about yourself, bringing all that to the surface with acceptance and love. All those parts just want to be seen. And again, it's not an easy work. It's a journey. I'm still on it myself, and I'm still learning. But piece by piece, you can continue to reintegrate and become whole. If you want more joy, if you want more love, if you want more connection and purpose, this is the path to take. And from my own experience, this is what I've learned, that your heart has to be 100% in, that it isn't a 1 foot in process. It requires a lot of self-trust. It requires a lot of patience and willingness to go within yourself, to do the work and take a look inside your heart. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is work. But what you gain is far bigger than anything that you can imagine. One of the biggest reasons I pursued this path was because I was sick and tired of the character I was playing in life. I got into personal growth. I went to my first seminar 6 years ago and saw a whole different world open up for me. Another powerful thing that I learned is that you can't do this alone. Along the way, you'll find mentors, coaches, communities that will inspire you and guide you on your path. Especially when you get knocked off at times, they'll be there to help pick you up. When you start becoming yourself and connecting to yourself in deeper ways, you then naturally begin to connect with your tribe, to your people who resonate with the real you. And by doing that, by clearing out the space inside of yourself, you then create room for new things to enter your life, for all of the desires that you have in life finally have space to grow and flourish inside. Because when you're always on the run, planting seeds, but never giving them room to grow, your energy becomes too full. So by slowing down and coming back to yourself, you make space for those seeds to take root, to grow, to flourish. So if you've ever been told you're too much, too emotional, too sensitive, remember, that's everyone else's fear speaking up to you. The gift is your sensitivity is a superpower, and the world doesn't need you to be less. It needs you to be fully you. And empaths, highly sensitive souls, aren't here to fit in. We're here to light the way, to inspire people to step into their power, to dare to be different and to dare to be themselves.